To thank our partners who have joined us as we organize this luncheon for the children under the street conditions with one sole purpose of drawing the children closer to us so that we can be able to profile them. After profiling them with the sole purpose of one, establishing who they are, how old they are, where they come from, why they are on the street, and the possibility of having them undergo rehabilitation and probably resettlement back into their communities. Today is a very special day for us because we have had this kind of arrangement for the first time in this city. We believe that to have these children get reintegrated back into their communities, we should not be so rough or tough on them. It is important that we understand the conditions under which they came onto the street and then find a way of devising a solution to see them get back into their communities. We would like to call upon the public to first of all join hands with us as we struggle to deal with this challenge of children on the street. You know, the many numbers of the children on the street are a danger to all of us, especially those of us who move in town, especially in the evening. They are a danger to all of us. So it's not a problem for Mbale City, it's a problem for the whole population that dwells or does business in Mbale City. As a section under the Community-Based Services Department, we are quite constrained. Many of these children, after profiling them and counseling them, some of them are very willing to go back into their communities. But you just can't carry a child and dump them back into the communities. It is important that we go and prepare their communities where they are getting reintegrated into. The department is quite constrained in terms of transportation. We do not have a very direct budget that has grant facilitation to deal with issues of children on the street. And this is a time bomb. This cuts across most of all the urban centers. So for me, I think it's high time that our political leaders and together with our technical heads of departments to prioritize such critical areas, especially issues to do with probation and particularly the children on the street. The numbers are quite overwhelming. We have between 300 to 500 children on the street, and these numbers are increasing. It is my humble plea to His Worship the Mayor and the Honorable Council and all the technical colleagues in Mbale City to give a priority in terms of resource allocation to the issue of dealing with children on the street. Additionally, I call upon partners to work with us in terms of referrals, especially for some of these children who need treatment. Remember that the street conditions are very harsh, so many of these children are sick. Many of these children are having ill health. They have scabies, and now the challenge is even getting them back to their communities. A number of them come from far, so we need resources to ensure that we work together. Take this opportunity to sound a warning. We are doing this exercise as a soft leaf extended to the children on the street. I want to call upon the parents, guardians, caretakers. Please come to the streets of Mbale starting from tomorrow and look for your children. Have them. We will help you to get your children back. Please come pick your children. Right after this exercise, which we feel may take about 1 or 2 weeks, there is going to be a very, very serious operation where we are going to have all these children arrested. We are going to do again the second screening, and we are going to do what we call tracing of parents with the intention of arresting you, the parents, the guardians, and arraigning you before court and charging you for negligence. You are not going to surrender your responsibility as parents, as guardians, to the authorities of Mbale City. No. You produce these children and you know they are under your care, you must take your responsibility serious. Please take this warning very seriously. 2 weeks after this exercise, we are coming not only for the children, but for you, the guardians, for you, the parents, who have not taken your responsibility serious.
We are glad that today we are bringing all the children together from the streets as we mobilize them to get them reintegrated with their families. Our intention is that to have the children get back to their families where they belong and feel safe in their families. today here in this very classroom as where we are right now is a skills center for tailoring, and we have 24 who have enrolled into this program of tailoring, and we hope to graduate them next week on Friday. This is the first group of the tailoring group, and then the next group will be enrolled next week also after the graduation of this other team. But besides this skills tailoring, these young people are picked from the communities where Sierra operates. And communities of, say, Masanda, Joroto, Namakwekwe, and Nauyo. These are the communities where Sierra operates. And that's where we pick all these young people to skill them so that they can become citizens who are fruitful. We also have the tailoring, the carpentry section. The carpentry section currently has about 10 young people who are being skilled on carpentry so that they can also improve on their skills for their own initiatives, their own improvements in their lifestyles. We hope that by the end of the day, we have people who are self-fulfilled and confident enough to face the reality of the world so that they're able to support themselves and the families that they will be able to raise. And that's why we give them those skills so that they can also be self-supporting in the future. Section, we had a conversation with the parents as part of their participation in the program, their contribution. We expect that the parents contribute towards giving them the machine itself. But for us, we give the skill, and we have been giving them the skill for the last 6 months. We hope that within the 6 months, those who have already gone through it, they have all got the skills that are necessary. And that's why we have reached the level of saying they are now fit for the graduation. This is going to take place next week. Thank you.
What call you?
I call upon the parents. We know that these children do not belong to anyone. They belong to us, the parents. I call upon the parents to be responsible, take their responsibility seriously. Because some of these children will become even the lifesavers in time to come. So my call to the parents is that be there in the life of the children. What the NGOs are doing, what the partners are doing is just to supplement on what government should have done, and you yourself is actually government. So we call upon the parents to support the children as they come out of this skills center, provide them with the materials that they need so that they're able to be fruitful in their community.
What challenges do you?
The biggest challenge we have is, one, we are dealing with communities and families that are impoverished. Poverty is at its highest peak, and that's why even as we are doing these skills, it's totally free. We give them these skills for free, we don't charge them any money. So it's the biggest challenge when you say, let the parents or the families contribute towards some of the inputs that we put here. It becomes difficult. So poverty is the biggest challenge that we face. And we call upon maybe government. If government can come in to chip in and say, let's support Sierra O, let's support these partners that are giving the skill to the children, it will be something that will be appreciated.
We have discovered very, very dangerous vices that our children who are on the street are getting involved in. One of the most dangerous vices these children are involved in is that you find one child, I mean, especially the boys, who have begun to experiment, those who are into adolescence, that those are between 12, depending on how they have grown. We have a very dangerous vice. These young boys gang up, like say in a group of 5, they each collect 2,000 and raise 10,000 shillings, and they go into buying prostitutes. We must not deny the fact that we have prostitution in our city. Now, these prostitutes are putting the children in very high risk of catching HIV, of catching sexually transmitted diseases, and this is a very, very serious vice which we have discovered. That's the reason why today, among the activities we have been involved in, we have had what we call medical screening, where we have checked the children for STIs and other infections, even HIV/AIDS. So it is very terrible, and it is a time bomb. That's why we are calling on all of us to put our energies together to ensure that we deal with this vice. There is also a vice of homosexuality. A number of these children are involved in very dangerous activities in the night. You know the street conditions are harsh. So because of the conditions that they are in, they are lured into homosexuality, which is very dangerous for our society. So it is high time we all rise up to make sure that we work on this issue of children on the street and protect our children.
Muda kulaini. Kulaini.